Hey everyone, Tyler from Duelcaster here. Welcome back to the final match of the March 2018 Duel Commander Discord League. If you're just stumbling on this video and would like to see the full tournament from start to finish, check out the playlist section of the YouTube channel, aka Tournament Series, if you're viewing this from the DCM website. Karlov's been performing extremely well for me, and I'm 4-0 in matches at this point, but I've got some fierce competition this round from Leovold, Emissary of Trest. Leovold is a top-tier commander that's usually pretty control-oriented in my experience, but can be built a variety of different ways. It's easy to add just a few prison elements like Teferi's Puzzle Box in there to knock out any hope of victory for your opponent. Enjoy the final match! Okay, I'm on the draw and see a really land-heavy hand, but I got a turn 1 play, and Wasteland is kind of not really a land drop, so I'm going to keep this one. My opponent leads with Urborg, but nothing else. I crack for Scrubland and play Legion's Landing. This card's going to be showing up quite a bit this tournament, and it's been doing pretty well for me. Can't complain too much. Get that 1/1 Vampire with lifelink. Alright, my opponent plays a Sunken Ruins, which I do not have the art for, but it's a good target for Wasteland, so I just immediately try to kill that. He floats some mana, but I didn't play anything else, so that just vaporizes, and then he plays Birds. Alright, my turn, I crack another fetch land and play Karlov, and attack for 1. So, I could have waited on that, but I felt like it was... He might play a lot of counterspells, so I thought I'd get it in there when he was tapped out. So he plays Leovold, passes. I keep drawing lands, but I have a 4/4 Karlov, so I get in some damage. Dryad Arbor comes out for my opponent. Interestingly, this one goes right to the creature row. Thanks, X-Mage. All right, I gain 2 life off of my Kabira Crossroads in attack, but he has Venser, Shaper, Savant. So this is really good against any sort of bounce. Really is good against Karlov. So this is going to come in and probably bounce Karlov. Yep, and I have the Space Shield though, luckily, to prevent that bounce from happening. So I give it protection from blue, and he is unable to block Karlov either, which I don't know if he would have done or not. But this puts him at a really low life total, so he goes down to 4. On his turn, he plays Edric. So really explosive card, potential to draw an insane amount of cards when he attacks. So he gets in for 5 damage and draws 2 cards. All right. Post-combat, my opponent plays Days Undoing, which is very good with Leovold, all these time twister sort of effects, but he's kind of throwing away some of the extra cards he got off Edric. I luckily have just enough counters on Karlov to take out Leovold in response, so I'm not going to lose my hand. All right. Attack with Karlov here, give it protection from blue with Brave the Elements during my Declare Attacker step. So that was actually kind of nice. I was really flooded there, and the Days Undoing gave me a bunch of gas. So now post-combat I play Essence Harvest, and this will deal just 2 damage to him, which is all I need because he's at 1 life. So this should be enough. This card's been really clutch for me this tournament so far. Okay, that was a quick one. On to game 2. This time, I'm also on the draw. Let's see what our hand looks like. Ooh, not very good. We have a turn 1 Vault Scourge, but a bunch of white cards and no white mana, so I'm going to mulligan that. Second hand looks a bit better. Now we have a couple black cards and no black mana, but we got that Wasteland and oh, it looks like I scried a black source to the top, which is nice. All right, my opponent plays Arbor Elf, so pretty nice. He already has a forest in Bayou, so he's going to be able to potentially even play Leovold right away. So I decided to kill that Bayou and hopefully strand him without any forests. But it looks like he gets that's a breeding pool. I didn't have the art for his promo, but that's a breeding pool. So he actually does have a way to use Arbor Elf now. I play Benevolent Bodyguard, so this is a nice way to protect Karlov even when you're tapped out. Okay, my opponent looks like he's playing Leovold here off of the breeding pool in the black land. So I'm going to crack for a swamp and play Karlov. Pass the turn. Leovold gets in for a bit of damage, and my opponent plays Go for the Throat, targeting Karlov. So this is what Benevolent Bodyguard's in the deck for. He's going to jump in front of that kill spell and take 1 for the team. Arbor Elf untaps Breeding Pool and drops another Mana Dork, but it looks like he missed his land drop. All right. Karlov gets bigger when I play Seraph Sanctuary, and I go Mind Twist. So this would take out his whole hand. Unfortunately, he has Leovold, so he still gets to draw a card and is left with 1 card in his hand. But it looks like it's pretty good. I got rid of Dismember. And he goes to play Duress here, but then decides against it. So that's pretty important because I know he has duress in his hand. Instead, he attacks for 5 with his whole team, then plays Tasigur in his post-combat, tapping out, and leaving just Go for the Throat in his graveyard. So a decent chance he gets that back again. So now I actually make a huge mistake here. I play Essence Harvest pre-combat because I want to get big enough to get past Tasigur. And I'm worried about the duress, so I want to get these 2 non-creature spells out of my hand, but it would have been much better to play Kabira Crossroads. He would have probably not blocked, and then I could have post-combat done the Essence Drain. Oh well. Now he's in chump block mode, but he's able to use Tasigur's ability after blocks are declared, so he's going to get either Go for the Throat, Demonic Tutor, or Time Twister, so he has a bunch of good choices. I drew Mana Tithe, so I just give him the Demonic Tutor, so hopefully I can just Mana Tithe that. But now he plays Duress, so now I Mana Tithe that, and he actually pays the extra 1. This puts him at 1, and his only black source is an Underground Sea, so it's pretty rough for him. I play Archangel of Thune, and attack with a huge Karlov. He just has to chump block to stay alive, and that's it. Does not draw an answer to the Karlov or the Giant Angel. That does it for the league. My final record at the end is 5-0 in matches and 10-1 in games, which not surprisingly, I guess, is enough to get the championship trophy. I think it's pretty clear now why Karlov is considered one of the best commanders in Duel Commander, consistently putting up great results. The card was obviously not designed for 1v1 play. If you want to have the best shot at beating him though, I would suggest loading up on cheap removal, bounce, and or chump blockers. Some Karlov builds don't play as many protection spells and ways to give evasion as I do, so they can kind of peter out in the mid game if they're unable to connect with Karlov himself. If you want to see more gameplay videos from leagues like this, please subscribe to the channel. And for that matter, join the Duel Commander Discord so you can participate yourself. We're always in need of more players. The link to that is in the video description. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.